Hello, John Facsetti here with Michael Carver from House Flipping School. We just got done talking about the property in Middleborough and the disappointment you had there. Are there any other disappointments you have encountered in the real estate investing world?
Sure, John. I mean, we could be sitting here and videoing for a week if we want to talk about all the disappointments. But the reality is there are disappointments. And, it's all about facing those disappointments, learning from them, and growing from them. One of the nice things that we're going to provide you, or we are providing you, is some of the actual real live examples of situations I've been in and learned the hard way and had to react. The idea is always to be proactive, not have to react to situations. But the bottom line is you are going to face these things. You, me, I know you've faced them. You certainly know I faced them. But for you viewers out there that are just getting started or learning, or even for your experienced folks out there, there's always something to learn in this business, and whether it's disappointment or excitement or what have you. But seeing that we're on the lines of asking me about disappointments, let me share with you a particular story about a property I was actually buying. So it was before we actually ever got to purchase this property and rehab and never sell it. What had happened on this particular property, I had raised private money for it. As you folks know, we raise money to do our deals. They're funded by private individuals. We also work with hard money lenders, and we also work with banks. This would happen to be a particular private money lender, and he was a new lender for me, so we just, he obviously had trust in me, and we built up the credibility, and we're doing our first deal. And it was on the summer around $200,000. Was a lot of money at stake here. Not that the money was ever in jeopardy, but the fact is that we went through 3 months of going. This was actually a short sale deal, and everything was done supposedly correctly, and we're getting ready to close, and we're like went through all the things that had got messed up and had it all resolved. So you're excited, you tell your lender everything's good, we're closing tomorrow, your money will start earning interest, we're ready to go. And literally at the closing, the deal fell apart. The bank pulled the deal at the closing.
Wow.
So you want to talk about being in a lonely place. I was in a lonely place because this was a complete surprise to me. And I had to basically go back to my lender and tell him, and I don't know what his reaction was going to be. I was actually scared. I was fearful. We talk a lot about fear and the mindset and things like that. So I did what responsible investors should do, is immediately notify their lender and let them know what happened. Your lender may react okay with it. They may react not so okay with it. And this lender was a little pissed, to be quite honest, and used a few words that left me feeling not so good. And the bottom line is that lender still does business for me today. I was able to restore his confidence and go and close additional properties later with his money. Now, what I learned from it, what you need to learn from that is when you are interviewing or when you go to do business with the lender, it's very important. Now, I want you to pay attention here, because it's very important that you prepare them for things that can happen. So what I learned from that was being in that position and being in that state of mind and not being able to sleep that night and just freaking out about how I was going to prepare for this, is to, anytime I'm working with someone and we're using money of theirs, we explain to them, this is the real estate business, and the deals we are working on are bank-owned stuff, short sale, probate stuff, all deals that can be somewhat difficult to close. Although we have a very good track record, we want to say, are you okay if we go 30 days, we get ready to close, and the deal falls apart? Right. I need you to be no, they say, well, no, it's not, if I know that's part of it, and that is what can happen, then it's much easier when that deal does fall apart to go back and say, hey, Joe, or hey, Paul, or hey, Kevin, we did everything we could, we just couldn't save this deal. However, I get this other one coming in real soon. Your money is set aside for that deal. So if you prepare and you're proactive in explaining to them what potentials could happen, then it's not, obviously you don't want the deal to fall apart. You're going to do everything you can. You're going to fight. And let me tell you, I've had some fights and saved some deals that could have very easily fallen apart. But I don't necessarily have to share all that stuff with my lender through the process. Why put them through the pain? Because you've already set them up to let them know deals could fall apart. And I don't believe in stressing out my lenders during that process. That's what they pay us for, right? That's why they lend us their money, so they can sit back and collect their interest, or if they're an equity partner, what have you. So that's really the lesson you want to take out of this, is prepare, let them know what could happen, so that in the end, if it does happen, it's much easier to explain it to them.
Just so the people watching can understand the process of private money and getting money lent to you, they don't write a check to Michael Carver, correct?
No, they don't. And this could really be another whole series of videos, which we will do, so you folks really do understand how to raise money to get into your deals. But no, never, anyone that says they want to write a check to your name, just respectfully decline. As a matter of fact, that's happened to me. You know, I had a lender I was talking to, interviewing. I was referred from a credible source, an attorney. You know, that's always good. If an attorney can refer you to a client to lend you money, that's usually coming from a credible source.
Right.
So the gentleman just wanted to, okay, great, I got $100,000. Who do I make the check out to? And I was just like, that's pretty cool, right? I'm like, well, I appreciate that kind of respect. I said, but let me explain to you how the process works. You know, the lender will never write a check out to your name, so don't ever accept the check. Don't even be tempted to accept the check. As much as you would want that check, and you'd probably be a good steward of that money, you just don't want to do that. So, you know, typically how it works is, if say you're on my lender and we sit down and say, great, Mike, I got a couple $100,000. Let me know what I need to do when the time comes. Basically, you know, I don't require any documentation saying that you're going to allow me to borrow $200,000. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get out of that, you're going to get out of it.
Right.
So to me, it's like we shake hands on it. You commit to me. You're going to lend me $200,000, whether I get deals pending or deals on the way. Now I know I can put that $200,000 to work. When we identify a property and we send it off to our attorney, during that sort of title search period and process, we identify you as our lender, and at that point we make the connection so that you work with our attorney, and you never send the check to me, Michael Carver, or Mike at Holden Realty, or Mike at House Flipping School. The check will go to the closing attorney, who will hold the money in escrow, so that the day of the closing, then that $200,000 then goes to the seller of the property. We never touch it. And that's really the best and cleanest way to handle anybody else's money. And you know, you should talk to your attorney or the attorneys that you're working with them, and really let them kind of direct you as well in your particular state, wherever you may be. That's how we do it here.
And that's called, they'll wire the money into what's called an IOLTA account, correct?
That is correct. Yes, most cases they're wide. I do have some lenders that are old school, and they go and get the check and they deliver the check, and I said, you know, that's fine if that's the way they want to do it. They haven't disappointed me yet, and they've been there every time with the funds to close. So
excellent. Oh, there's another story about one of Mike's disappointments, and next segment we'll get into another story and learn a little bit more about you know, the real estate house flipping school. Thank you very much.